Hello, in the following video, I am going to show you the property details section of the wizard of self-onboarding or self-onboarding tool. Again, as you may already know, this is the main screen that you will see when accessing the wizard. If you want to go to the property details section, you need to go to these dots, which are the apps. Click on it and go to property details. In this section, you can search a property by the BookingPal property ID, which is this one. This is a BookingPal property ID, or by the property. For example, if we want to search only a specific property, I would put the ID in here and click on search, and it will appear only the property that I am looking for. Then I have to click on it, and here I will see all of the information that BookingPal is already receiving from your PMS. Remember that we receive a lot of information from your PMS already, but there might be some specifics that you would need to manually enter. So that's why this section is very important. It allows you to enter this manual data. The sections that we have so far, and I am saying so far because our team, our developers are working on this and they will be adding more sections. For example, the photos and for example, the taxes and fees section. But so far, we have the basic info section, rooms, location, policies, and cancellation policies. I am going to address each section very quickly in this video, but we also have an article that explains some of these fields that require a little bit more of explanation. So in the basic info, well, it's the general information of the property, such as the property name, the property type, the tax ID. Some properties are in locations that require a tax ID or registration number. In some areas, it is called registration number. This is the expiration date of the tax ID or registration number. Rating number and property rating. These two fields are specific for Google channel. Booking settings. Here you can define if you want the property to be instant booking only, inquiry only, or inquiry and instant booking. I also need to mention, and this is very important, that the booking settings only flows to HVMI, to Marriott. All of our channel partners are instant booking, so by default it's always instant booking. But for Marriott or HVMI, Home and Villas by Marriott, you can specify if you want it to be inquiry only or if you want to accept inquiry and instant. You can also specify the property size and if you want the content validation to run. I will explain this a little bit more in detail. So if you want to change the property size, please make sure to turn this toggle to manual. However, please, this is very important to note. If you put it in manual, this means that it won't get overwritten by the information you have in your PMS. So if you have something different in your PMS, it won't flow to BookingPal anymore. This field will always be manual in BookingPal until you turn it on again, until you put it back in auto. So for example, if I click on turn off, right now is manual. So this means that I'm not going to receive anymore this information from the PMS until I change it back to auto. Okay? And content validation. Well, this means that our system, by default, it's always on. And this means that our system will constantly check if the property meets the BookingPal minimum requirements. Please note that BookingPal minimum requirements is not the same as channel minimum requirements. For example, a channel minimum requirement might be the number of photos. For example, Booking.com, they require a minimum of 10 photos per property. That's a channel requirement. However, BookingPal, we only validate if the property has at least one. So if the property has at least one image, which is like the bare minimum, it will pass the content validation. So I just want to let you know that the BookingPal validation is less strict than the channel ones. So BookingPal will validate the bare minimum, will validate something that all properties should have, like at least one photo, a name, an address, taxes and fees, a description, for instance. Okay? Remember, if you do any change in here, please save it. In the room section, well, you have, again, number of bathroom, number of bedroom, number of living rooms, the minimum check-in age, and it's the same logic. If you move this toggle to manual, if you turn it off and you move it to manual, it means that we are no longer going to receive the information you have in your PMS. Okay? And here you have the bedding by room. Okay? Here you have all of the bedding by room. Location, the address of the property. Here you have all the address of the property, the phone number of the property, if there's a phone number. And here it's very important that the address is validated. Please note that this usually comes from the PMS already, so you don't have to worry about it. Usually this is already sent and verified from the PMS. But if you need it for whatever reason, you need to manually edit it, you can do it here. If you ever need to do it manually, please don't forget to edit the address and then verify on map. We use Google Maps, so please make sure to add an address that exists in Google Maps so we can verify it. And if you do it, click on save so we can save the information. In policies, well, here you have the check-in method of the guests and the internet and the basic policies such as internet, what kind of connection is, if there is internet or not, and what type of connection, parking, pets, children, smoking. And again, if you manually edit these fields, click on save. And finally, we have the cancellation policies section. This is per channel. So for example, here you can select the channel, such as Airbnb, for instance, and you can select the cancellation policy that you want for that channel. In other videos that maybe you already saw, if not, you will see that they are part of the Help Center or Zendesk guide. We have videos about each channel. And you may have already seen that when you connect to a specific channel, the first step of the connection is to select a cancellation policy. So then you might be asking why I have to select a cancellation policy during that onboarding step. And now I also have to add a cancellation policy here. Okay. This is because the cancellation policy that you select during the onboarding process to whatever channel, that's going to apply for all the properties, for all your properties. But if for whatever reason you want a specific property to have a different cancellation policy, then you can specify it at the property level. Remember, the logic that we have is that if there is something different at the property level, that will prevail. The property level information will override the general information. This happens with a lot of information. There's a lot of information that can be added at the account or property level. For example, the lead time. The lead time is the notification a PM may need before accepting a booking. So 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours, and so on. That's the lead time. The lead time is usually specified at the account level, at the PM account level, but it can also be specified at the property level. It's the same thing with the cancellation policy per channel. You can select a cancellation policy for Airbnb, for instance, that will apply for all your properties. But if you want one property to be different, you can also do it. And here is where you can do it. And once again, please remember, if you do something in this section, click on Save. And well, this is the property details section. Thank you very much for watching.